So here I'm going to show you how to remove the skirting boards that are caulked in, painted, and these ones in particular are glued and nailed to the wall, and that can cause a lot of problems whenever you're taking them off to put in your new flooring. I'm going to show you the best, I mean there's other ways to do it, but this is the way I like to do it in particular, to take off all the skirtings without damaging anything, without damaging the paint, without damaging the walls when you rip up. Instead of, sometimes when it'll happen, you can, if you don't do this process, the process I'm going to do is the bare minimum process, and you can get more crafty with it. If you have a better way to do it, then good for you. That's whatever way it works. But this way is undeniably proven to not damage your walls for the 90% of the time, because you never know, something can happen, whatever. But this way I will show you how to get them off completely. So what you want to do is you want to have a knife with a little X-Acto knife, blade thingy, whatever you want to call it. And see, this is an old blade. First thing you should do is get a brand new blade, I guess. Put it into your knife. There it is. This will ensure that you get a nice clean cut. So you want to score it, and how you score it is you put it there at wherever the caulking is, and you want to push it in like that. You can start in the corner as much as you can, push it in, and just, I'm going slow just so you can see. You can go in through that, then that'll be there. Same thing on this side. You cut it in like that. And since these are glued, it's one of them things where you sort of have to do it, or else you can crack the wee metal thing in behind the plaster. The corner beading, whatever you call it. I'm not, whatever that trade is, a plaster. So if they're glued to the wall, and sometimes people get happy with the nail gun and go just shoot a whole load of nails in the corner to get that nice tight finish. But this is the way you cut that little beading. So whenever you pull this off, it's not going to rip up your plaster. So just like this. So anyway, once you have that, then in the corners, what you want to do is you want to score the corner. These are coped skirtings or baseboards, whatever country you're in. You want to find the edge of the cope. In this case, it is going into this. So this is the full going straight to the wall. And you want to just follow that line all the way down, like this. And then you score over the top of this. Same thing right here. You want to cut, if you dig your knife in, the blade in, then it makes it a lot easier to make that cut instead of using the tip, because then you can just skimp off to the side, and then it just causes extra work to repair. So now you grab a hammer. Now this is one of the most important parts here. Let me fast forward till I find my wee pry bar. I don't know where it went. So now that I've got my pry bar, so you want to start, like to find the cope, you can just look at the top of the skirting and you can sort of see it the way it's in there. If it's a 45-degree angle, like a lot of it is in America, you don't really have to worry about, you still have to cut it, but you don't have to worry about where to start taking off the skirting. So what you want to do is, you want to find, if you really want to do it, see there's a stud. If you don't have a stud finder, you found me. No, only joking. But anyway, you want to go like this. Sort of, when you put it in, you don't want the pry bar right up like that. You want it angled back, and you want to hit down. That's all you need. Pull down on the pry bar. Then get the other side of it in and just pull it back like that. If you lift up, you're running the chance of popping a hole through the plasterboard or the drywall. Then so since we've cut that, now you can just lift the skirting up and then just pull it like that. Then there's your piece out. Then you'll have to clean all this off. I use the grinder to knock them off, and then you can get either a chisel and scrape that off, or I like to use the multi-tool just because it runs through it really quick. But there's that piece off. Same thing over here. You can go in just like that, pull down on the pry bar, you can take that out, and then just the corners are a bit, you don't know, these ones are glued. So in this case, you have it out like that, then you go over, you can score that. So let me do it. Always, this is one of the most important parts here, scoring up on those inside miters or cope, whatever you want to call it. So then from here, since I have that, I'm going to start right there on the corner. Be delicate with it, but you want to, now that's in there, just same time pull that back off it. Find where there's no nails and get in there like that. Well, that worked out. See what I mean? But there's a lot of nails in these, and that would have just ripped up if I hadn't cut that with the grinder. You do that, and then you just pull up and pull. So there's no damage to the walls. This just hit that back in, take it out, whatever, it doesn't really matter, it's useless. And I'll switch it to the tripod so then you can see the process around the other room. Then if you're taking these off, you always want to mark the top. Just because it's put in that way, the way the clips are, everything. Because with these floors, you are going to need to cut off the height of the flooring on the underlay. There. So, if you remember what I was saying earlier in the video, these are notched around that sometimes. This is the annoying part, but it has to happen. So this needs to come out. A lot of them don't have enough room to fit that up in under and to pull it. What you can do, and grab a wee drill, since the top will have to be cut anyway to suit the height of the floor. You grab a drill and you grab a wee screw and you screw in right there up in the top. Just enough to get it in, and then you can either grab this and latch it onto the screw and pull it out, or you can get a couple of them, 2 screws in and just pull it out. But in this case, I can fit this up in there like that, and then sort of just pull it out. And don't forget to mark the top. You don't have the right top, you can just mark it with anything, as long as you know. So now that that's off, grab your wee multi-tool. And this is a bit of a delicate procedure because you don't want to mess up the finish on this. That'll just be a nightmare to match the paint, and it's just what you have to do. It'd be hard to do. So you don't want to put it in like that, you want to put it in at an angle. Just right there at the end, like that. Hopefully that translates in the video, but like this. So there's that. Don't worry about if you go down, because this needs to be cut to match the height. Then you go, you want to cut it like that, upside down, straight, and just wait, just watch this. So then now, if I could take that out now, but it'll be very hard. So since the flooring, it's a floating floor, it can't be installed on big weights like this, so these feet will support the weight of this whole unit, and the flooring will end right there. Give enough room for expansion, around 10 mil off that foot. So what you want to do, you want to just mark in behind that 10 mil. You can go like at an angle. I hope you can see that, sort of like this, and then. That will leave that piece long enough when you put it in, you'll never see that. Oh, I almost did what I did. You always score the top. Got a bit ahead of myself there. You can go over it twice if you want, just to be sure that you're in there, past the caulking, a bit into the plaster or drywall, and always score that down, same as this one. If you can get in behind like that, like I'm doing, it'll always follow that line, and you won't be skipping off into either the skirting of the architrave or door casing. So you go like this. Oh, see? Now that can happen I just didn't get in that right in that corner. So that's just it shows you that can rip off. Luckily it didn't. I can just recock that in and it'll match. But you want to just cut that off. And there's your piece. This, then when you have it, since you cut in at an angle, you want to get a jigsaw or your miter saw and cut that down. And then this will be about there once the floor is in. It'll be a little bit more, probably like that. So that'll be, don't worry about that, it'll be cut. And then same thing, since that isn't going to be perfect straight, all you have to do is cut it a little bit back so it'll fit back in. So that is how to correctly take off skirtings without damaging any walls. If you look around, you don't see any damage above that caulking line. And then all you have to do is de-nail it. I'll do that in another video. It's a quick video showing how to do, how I go with de-nailing and getting the glue off of it. So that's really it there. All these are done. There's no damage to the walls. And there it is. Like and follow for more.